Hello and welcome back to our New World Order series in Crusader Kings 2 with the HIP mod. In the last episode we had a succession. We're now King Eckhard. We're a pretty decent character apart from our poor marshal and, well, actually it's just diplomacy and stewardship that we're decent in, but those are pretty important stats, I guess. So we're doing okay. We're probably going to try to change to elective succession so we can have our daughter Princess Berta here inherit, since she is a strong genius. Unfortunately, only became a charismatic negotiator, not a Grey Eminence, but you can't have everything, I guess. We've also just been collecting up money in an attempt to pay back all of the loans we have. Our business focus is going to help out with that a little bit, hopefully. And I was initially planning to just wait at peace until we had those loans paid back, but it seems like it's going to take kind of a long time, and I don't really want to wait. Wow, okay. So apparently the Sultan was captured, presumably in battle or a siege or something, and the crusade has been immediately successful. Praise the Lord, I guess. We have a new king, King Tord. He's Gothic, okay. Well, congratulations. Good luck surviving there with all those powerful Muslim neighbors, but we'll see how he gets on. So yes, we will probably go to war before paying back all the loans, but try to do it in a way where we don't spend very much money, i.e. mostly with just our vassal levies maybe. And we could go to war against Bayern down here for individual counties in here. Unfortunately, the owner of this duchy is actually a vassal of mine already, which is kind of awkward because it means while we do have claims for all of these counties, we can only press them one at a time. We could also look for claimants to this duchy, which we actually have one in our court already. Only a weak claim though, I assume. But we could try and get a regency in power here, which would require at least one murder. Probably two. We actually don't have all of the land of our de jure kingdom, so that gives us some possible CBs on our neighbor here. She's only 5,500 strong and is already involved in a war against Saxony. I think we can probably just go ahead and do that right now. Yeah, we do have de jure claims on these two duchies. I guess we'll go for this one first, maybe. But we can't because we need internal or complete king's peace. Well, we're still waiting on support for medium centralization. So, once that's gone through, we'll see what we can do about that. I guess we can probably, at this point, press claims for single counties off of our, kingdom title. Okay, well, that's probably not worth it for the moment. I guess we may as well start plotting to kill the queen here. You have increased revolt risk a little bit, probably not a big deal. Unfortunately, she's seemingly a quite popular queen, so we're not likely to be able to kill her. Renewed jihad. The House of Islam is under grave threat from the onslaught of heathens and infidels in its very heartlands. In response, His Magnificence, the Caliph, has declared that an era of renewed jihad is upon the world. Disturbing news. Okay. And I guess we have holy orders, which I'm not going to read out in their entirety, because there's probably going to be quite a few of them. After a large meal, such as the one I hosted today, it is typical to give the trenchers stale bread used as plates as alms to the poor. One of my courtiers suggested I do this directly myself to display my virtue to all, instead of having my servants do it. So we can gain 4 prestige. We can maybe lose the trait kind and gain proud. Or because we already are kind, we can do this one and gain 5 piety. And we'll just gain the prestige. We will pay back as much as possible, which I think is going to be nothing but the interest. A group of craftsmen have come to your court and shown of their work. It is fine goods that you see that could surely have a demand within the realm. They have come to you to ask for some capital to start up a workshop since they lack the funds to do it themselves. Yeah, we'll invest. Only because I think this is going to return us more than our investment eventually. If I remember this event from before. You have stolen some tech from Constantinople, which is good. And we aren't getting our centralization law through, so let's see if we can increase some vassal opinions. Maybe give out some honorary titles. You won't be getting a vote. You really don't like me. See what we can do about you. Short reign title claimant ambitious. Well, we don't want to kill him because that will end up with the land passing outside of our realm, I think, so I don't really think we can do much about him. Just have to concentrate on different vassals. Got a few more titles. I don't want to give them money. See if that gives us any movement on centralization. It does. We have somebody usurping a title, that's fine. New Muslim Holy Order. So, we want to go to Internal King's Peace. But we will need to have 500 prestige, or no vassals with a low opinion of us. Or maybe both of those? Okay. We can work on that. The Prince Lothar claims that he would be a better steward than his brother, or our brother, rather. Which he would. He would only be slightly better, though. I guess we'll make him the steward, that's fine. Have him collect taxes. And I guess we'll invest in castle infrastructure. So we could hold a feast, which would improve our vassal opinion. It's going to get into our gold a bit, though. I guess we'll do it. Probably worth it. Traveling dancers first dance for us, and while dancing to a fast and glad tune, which made me want to dance, invited everyone to join them. We'll hire them. Should we hire the conjurer as well? Let's not hire him. We'll spend just enough on food to satisfy everyone's hunger. And invite everyone to the feast. Still have no factions despite the fact that we do have a few low opinion guys, like you. I guess is something. I suppose we'll give him an honorary title, it'll help out a little bit. Someone has presented me with a nice gift, a wonderfully crafted nutcracker painted with vibrant colours and made to resemble my own image. It'll be useful for eating nuts, of course, but I also say it scares away evil spirits, as it bears its nut-cracking teeth at them. Okay. We get beautiful nutcracker, giving us extra prestige and piety, or we can say bah humbug, and dislike Helga. We'll get Beautiful Nutcracker. Why not? Welcome everyone to our feast. I thought the food was superb, the wine mediocre, and the dancers beautiful. We'll join them in a quadrille. Bishop refused more wine. How dare he? Join them in another quadrille. And a third one. The last of the guests have returned home and everyone agreed it was the year's greatest feast, so he gained prestige. Everyone's opinion improves a bit, except for him. We actually... No, I thought we might have righteous imprisonment on him, but we don't. Because revoking his duchy title would be a good way to deal with this inheritance problem. Though actually, he is now set to pass on his title to somebody else. Which is fine. We can definitely kill him if we're able to. Let's try to do that. Looks like we don't have enough bribable people to get us past 100, fortunately. You have improved the Pope's opinion. Good. One of my close servants seems rather sullen lately, so I asked him if anything was wrong. He told me he recently was sent by my cook to buy a pig. He bought what he thought was a healthy piglet in a bag for a really low price. However, it turned out the bag contained not a piglet, but a cat. That scam, everyone knows about that one. Where we can get him to tell us who did it, and we'll find and punish him. We'll just gain 1 prestige. Pay back as much as possible, which is just going to be interest. You have decided to institute the free investiture law. Well, I don't care. And we've been called to our arms by our ally, the Queen of Poland, which I guess we'll accept. And you have improved the Pope's opinion even further. I don't suppose the Pope likes me enough to give me money right now, does he? Maybe. That would be nice. Thank you. Okay, so maybe we can pay back a loan somewhat sooner because of that. I think it was 480 something. Only 440, so let's pay that back. Now we're down to having only a large loan, which is an improvement. And you've improved opinion with the Pope again. How long until we can ask him for money again? I guess it's just because he doesn't have enough money. Okay. As you've increased your efforts in trying to gain wealth, the amount of hours you spend sleeping has decreased because sleeping is not a profitable behavior, so we gain the trait stressed. Okay, unfortunate. We do have an extra domain size now. We're previously at 7 of 7. Let's see, we have righteous imprisonment on Henneberg, which actually is a county that I would like to take. So it's kind of unfortunate that we have a fairly high chance of arresting him, because I'd rather he rebel against me and then we would have cause to revoke his title, but we'll try to do this anyway. Okay, we arrested him. In that case, I suppose we can just release him for an opinion bonus with the rest of our vassals. We could revoke his title. Oh, he's a traitor, so we are actually allowed to do this. Great. Let's do that instead. So that should also help out our income a little bit as well. And our levy. You have improved his opinion. I guess we'll move our Chancellor up to this guy who is still pretty unhappy with me, since that's probably the only way we're going to ever get his opinion positive. Though of somewhat dubious provenance, this Margrave, who does not like me, has presented me with evidence that the Count of Anhalt is plotting treason against me. Okay, Anhalt up here. I think we'll just keep it to ourselves. None of this affects the Duke's opinion, so... not too much point in doing anything else there. We lost our Marshal, so we'll appoint a new one. We'll appoint you because you're landed and also have the opinion, or rather the ambition to become Marshal. Send you to train troops. And our vassals are fighting each other. Which I kind of wish they wouldn't. Is this over a claim on the entire duchy? Countess Lates. Oh, okay. Well, who knows? We'll see how it turns out. So, to go up to Internal King's Peace, we have the 500 prestige, but we need to have no direct Duke or King vassals with an opinion of us lower than -15. So I think it's just the one guy. So with any luck, our Chancellor will improve his opinion a few times, and we'll be able to do that. Don't have any better Chancellors available. Corsica and Sardinia own some land up here now. And the Great Company. Somebody had some mercenaries turn on them, I guess. Craftsmen that you funded a couple of years ago have returned to tell you of their success in setting up their business, as it's now one of the most profitable enterprises in Hessen, so we gain 100 gold and extra city tax in that county, which is great. That probably puts us fairly close to repaying the rest of our loans. Ever since you started to count your income and expenses in the chase for more wealth, your coffers seem to be filled to the brim more often than before, so we get +2 stewardship now. We can not repay a large loan, but we could repay a medium loan right now, so I guess we'll do that. And we can also repay a small loan, which would leave us with just a small loan, I think. Which shouldn't take us too long to pay back at this point. Chosen of Perkunas. I guess this is a Romuvan holy order. Alright. And we had a grandson. How is our ally doing in her war? Just ticking war score so far. Not even any battles. Okay, we'll appoint a new court chaplain, send him off to Rome to improve religious relations. Let's see if the Pope has enough money to give us some at this point. Probably not. That's fine though. Serbia's looking pretty strong down here. Good for them. Not too much change in Iberia, it looks like. Oh, and the Kingdom of Ireland has been formed. Congratulations, King Lugud. Also owns a bit of Scotland. You have improved his opinion. Right, so we are actually able to go to Internal King's Peace now. So let's go ahead and do it. Our vassals aren't really going to like it, but we'll get higher taxes. I think we can pretty much handle the opinion penalty though. And I think this should allow us to declare war on her for whole duchies. Yes, it will. So I think we'll probably just go ahead and declare this right now. He's defending against heathens, so cost us an additional 100 piety, which I'm not too concerned about. Now let's just go ahead and do it. We can call in allies, but we probably don't need to. I suppose I should have checked her strength and allies first. Like 5,000. Ooh, she's allied with Thessalonica and Lyon, though. Ooh, and a bunch of dukes. Well, I'm going to assume that we'll be fine. Maybe we will call in our allies just in case. Get our troops together. And we'll call in... Oh, maybe if we call in Thessalonica first, they'll come in on our side. Call in Milan and Dauphine. Okay. She's also involved in a couple of other wars at the same time, so hopefully we won't even have to fight her army, she'll just be distracted. Dauphine comes in. Milan comes in. But Thessalonica does not. Okay. Well, we're out of time for this episode, so we're going to have to wait to actually fight this war in the next one. So thanks for watching, and join me again then.